Welcome, dear learners, to my YouTube channel on blockchain technology and digital currencies. Last week we had our first session, which we looked at the overview of registering as a community reviewer or as a proposal reviewer in Project Catalyst, and we looked at idea scale in detail, how to register to become a community reviewer, how to make changes to your registration before the registration deadline, and also how to navigate through the various challenge settings on idea scale, read about the overview, that is the about, then also be able to navigate through the proposals or ideas that are available, and then prepare yourself while waiting for the great moment, that is the assessment phase. And I think which we have been ushered into, that was yesterday afternoon. So assessments started yesterday. So now idea scale is live, assessment phase is live, and it's going to last for 2 weeks. So proposal reviews ends on the 3rd of August. So we have 2 weeks to actually assess proposals. So without wasting much time, it is assumed that we were all able to register on idea scale to take part in the community review process. And now we are going to look at the levels we have been placed and the proposals that have been assigned to us, and how we can now proceed with proposal assessment, taking into consideration some few guidelines. All right, so we will start. So first of all, to be able to assess your proposals, you can do it or you have to navigate to idea scale, cardano.ideascale.com, because that is the place, or that is the platform that Project Catalyst has assigned for us to be able to assess proposals. So cardano.ideascale.com, and once you log into it, or once the page loads, then you'll be able to log in with your credentials you provided when you were registering, and then you'll be able to proceed from there. My internet looks a bit, let me switch. I'm switching my internet connection. All right. Okay, so I guess you can still see my screen. If you can't, just draw my attention, just speak, so that I don't lose track of my audience and then have to come back to do it all over again. So once your idea scale site opens, what you have to do is to move your cursor to the login button and hit on login. So once you hit on login, it will require that you enter your email address. That was the email address you used when you were creating the account on idea scale. All right, so in my case, I am logging in. Then my password, of course, which I wouldn't mention because it's supposed to be a private one. Alright, so once this is, and I explained this, stay logged in. So if you want to be logged in for a long while, you can turn this on, but if not, you can take it off. But if you've forgotten your password too, then all what you need to do is to hit on this forgot password button or link. Then it will require you to follow some few steps to recover your to be able to set a new password, to be able, so you are able to log in. Alright, so I hit on login with my credentials. So now I'm logged in. I'm logged into IdeaScale. And how do you know you are logged in? You realize that your avatar is showing at the top right corner. So that's, and once you click on your avatar, you will see your name, your full name you provided, and the user name you also provide, just right beneath your full name. Alright, so that is how you know you are logged into IdeaScale successfully. Alright, so the last time we had our meeting, that was last week, we went through the registration process, and you know there were some portions we got to, that is the level, and we were advised do not edit, we shouldn't enter anything there, and also allocations was also written, do not edit. So now yesterday various allocations were made, proposal allocations were made, and also the levels. So now to know which level you have been assigned, because in Fan 10 is running levels, so to know which level all of you who registered belong to, then all what you have to do is you hit on your avatar at the top right corner, which I've explained already. Then you scroll to, sorry, you don't scroll, you hit on the same avatar icon beside your full name. So you click on it, it will expand, showing your activity stream and your profile details. So what do you do next? You scroll down a bit. So and I think last week we looked at this, your profile details. So you scroll down to your profile details, you will see the challenges, the preferred challenges. You requested that proposals can be sent to you from any of these challenges or categories. So you make your assessment, then with your reward address. So good. So my focus is here. You see, the last time it said do not edit, so we didn't add anything there. So you can see that my level now has been assigned to me. So I am operating at level 0. So that is how you check to know the level you have been given. So with this account of mine, I am assigned level 0. So that is my level. So it means I'll be allocated 30 proposals to assess. So now let's go to the allocations. So the allocations to, in our previous registration we left it blank, but now you can see we have a lot of proposals there. So my first proposal given is impact measurement system for rating Cardano native tokens with ESG, SDG, IRIS, and unique digital assets standards. So that is one. So this is the second one, Cardano coffee launch in universities. So this is the third, true to, so once you count them, there will be 30 in number. So they are 30 in number. But if some of you on this call, some even confirmed with me, you are in level 1 because you performed very well in the previous funding rounds. Yes, maybe you were able to do more than 10 assessments, and they were all accepted, either good or excellent. So with that, you can be qualified to be allocated level 1. Yes. And I think I'm in level 0 because most of the previous funding rounds I don't really do much because I devote much time guiding and helping people to be able to actually get started so they can also catch up and also earn something. So usually I make a lot of sacrifices so that at least everyone gets the opportunity to have time to ask questions. Then I guide you through. Then you are okay to also start your assessments. All right. So that is how you check to know the level you have been assigned and the various proposals that have been allocated to you. So if this is clear and maybe it will be possible for you maybe after this call to be able to navigate through, just give me a thumbs up. Just give a thumbs up so that I know everything is clear. All right, okay. All right. Okay, so perfect. That's great. So let's continue. So that is how you. So those of you who just joined to be able to check your level, so just log into Idea Scale, which you already know how to do. Move your cursor to your avatar, which is always located at the top right corner. You click on it, then it will show. Your avatar will show. Then you click on your avatar again, showing the name. So something like this. You click on the avatar again with your full name. Yes.
Someone hand is raised.
Okay. All right. So you will be my moderator. Okay. So Sister Mary, yes, your hand is raised. May we hear you? If you have a question.
Please mute and speak.
Or maybe it was a thumbs up she was giving and okay. Yeah, so speak, Mary.
Yes, I was saying that I can only hear you through video, but sorry, audio, but I can't see what you are doing.
You can see my screen.
Yes.
Please, the rest of you, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. Then, Mary, what you have to do is maybe just exit and rejoin the call again. Maybe I'm sure it's the network.
Okay.
Yes. Try that. Let's see.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So, like I was saying, to be able to check your level and the proposals that have been assigned to you, after logging in, just hit on your avatar icon. Then you see it will expand, still showing your full name, your username, and also the avatar icon again. So you hit on the avatar icon again. Now you will be able to see your activity stream, and also you are able to see your profile details. So once you begin to scroll to the bottom, you see your bio, then profile details. Then you see your level, so the level you have been assigned. So in my case, I've been assigned level 0. So level 0 simply means you are either entering as a startup, a newbie, maybe you are starting for the first time, or previous funding rounds you have maybe you don't really do so many assessments, maybe up to 10, because the benchmark was 10. If you're able to do 10 good assessments, then that also qualifies you to level 1. Or maybe previous funding rounds, your assessments are, many of your assessments are always filtered out. So when that happens to, it is believed that you are all given the chance to start afresh again. So that is what level 0 stands for. And those in level 1, it means, or maybe you did very well in other previous assessments. So that is it. And with level 1, you are assigned 80 proposals to review. So you have 80, but level 0 you have 30. And this 32 is much. If maybe you say, oh, level 0, 30 proposals, but if you are not careful, you may not be able to finish it, and the two weeks will be due. All right, so now to be able to go to, so I'm just going to randomly pick one proposal, and we see how the assessment page looks like. All right, so with this, I'll pick the second one, Cardano coffee launch in universities, P2. So to be able to, you see there are hyperlinks, or there are links in short. So what I have to do is just to click on it. Once I click on it, it will open that proposal for me with the assessment button. All right, so this is the proposal, Cardano coffee launch in universities, and it's under developer ecosystem. That's the evolution. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
All right, okay. All right, so let's go on. Sylvia, your hand is raised. Okay, let's hear you.
Please,
Yeah.
if the proposal, is it that they are going to assign you, or you will choose the one you can do?
They have already assigned to you. So what I just showed to you, they have assigned to you, and that's
Okay.
so that is why, you see, last week I was talking about it. That is why I was saying that at the challenge, the preferred challenges, so you should select challenges you think you are comfortable with, because that is where they will assign the proposals from. But if you just pick random, maybe you go and pick developer ecosystem, and you don't have any technical knowledge about development or software development, it's not that you will not be able to do it. You'll be able to, but you have to carefully read the proposal over and over again, so you understand what the project is all about before you can come and assess. But if you pick maybe challenge settings where you think it's not so technical and you can always find your way through, with that one you wouldn't have much issues. But it is also not a problem if you are not able to assess all the proposals that have been allocated to you. I don't think you'll be punished for it. The only punishment, which I think is not even punishment, is that you will not be incentivized for the other proposals you didn't assess. Because for level 0, every assessment of a proposal is 17 ADA. So you receive 17 ADA per every assessment you do. But I think that also depends on the number of people assessing that particular proposal. So maybe let's say proposal A, you have quite a lot of people assessing, which exceeds the threshold for the allocations. Then maybe there may be decline in the 17 ADA you would have received, because you have a lot of people assessing. I think this is almost similar to even the previous funding rounds. Maybe you move to a certain challenge setting which looks a little easier. You see that the easier the proposal is, you see a lot of people want to assess there. And let's say maybe $100 was assigned to that particular proposal, maybe assessment for that proposal, and you have like 200 or 300 people assessing that proposal. So now that $100 will be distributed among the 300 people. And I'm sure with $100, it means for 300 people, they may all receive less than $1. So it will be in cents. So same applies to these two. Yeah. I hope it's clear, Sylvia.
Yes, please.
All right. Okay. So let's go on. So I clicked on. In my case, I clicked on the second proposal, that is Cardano Coffee Launch, so which was open in this tab. Yes, so I will see the proposals there. So and it's under the developer ecosystem. So what you need to do is that you don't just rush and go and start assessing. So when you scroll down, let me show you the assessment page. Once you scroll to the bottom, wow, this funding people have written, oh. So if you are not ready to read, please go and get your reading lenses, because this time around, Fanten, you are going to read a lot. So prepare. Alright, so once you scroll to the bottom, you will see what we call community review. And so this is community review. And depending on your device, if it's a mobile phone, I think everything is linear. Once you scroll to the bottom, you will see it. So what happens here? So in this stage, ideas are reviewed by level 0 and level 1 community reviewers. Reviewers are asked to follow a specified set of criteria to help uncover the ideas with the most potential. All right, so now we have 3 phases for the review. We have impact. So that is it here. So here, what does the impact say? So you are reviewing the positive impact this project will have on the Cardano ecosystem. Has this project clearly demonstrated in all aspects of the proposal that it will have a positive impact on the Cardano ecosystem? So this is what you'll be looking out for in this proposal after you read it. Are we okay? All right. So that is it for slide. Is there a question? All right. Okay, so I just added them. So you can always notify me. I have auto admit activated, but I don't know why at a point it doesn't allow them to join automatically. So if people are on the waiting list, please always notify me. I will add them. Thank you. So you can notify me by voice. Maybe you just unmute yourself and talk, so I respond. So this is the assessment page. So for impact, you are reviewing the positive impact this project will have on the Cardano ecosystem. Of course, so all proposals submitted on idea scale should be projecting Cardano and not any other ecosystem. So it means that when you are reading the proposal under impact, and I think it is even made easier for us. So you see that the proposals have been categorized. So we have, it has been labeled impact. So you see impact starts from here. So please describe your proposed solution. So impact starts from this section. Then I think up to impact. Alright, so impact covers up to a good portion of the proposal. Then from there we also have feasibility. So you will be able to see capability of feasibility. So you are able to actually see the sub sections, so that if you want to refer and make assessment, it becomes easier. So feasibility. Then the last one is resources and value for money. So resources and value for money. So that is the third aspect. So So it has been categorized, so which makes it easy for you to refer. All right, so let's move to the bottom. So I explained there. So under impact, so what you have to do is to move up to the impact section, read everything under impact. Then as you are reading under impact, what you should be taking note of is, so what impact or what benefit will the project have on the Cardano ecosystem? If it's about education, so what about education? Is it onboarding more users onto Cardano? Will more wallets be created? Will newcomers be trained to become proposers, proposal assessors, or proposal reviewers, voters, among others? So you look out for all this, because this will form part of the positive impact that project will bring to the Cardano ecosystem if it is funded. And it further goes to elaborate on, has this project clearly demonstrated in all aspects of the proposal that it will have a positive impact on the Cardano ecosystem? So at least under the impact, the proposal should be able to detail every important benefit he or she thinks those that will partake in their product will be able to benefit a lot, and at the end of the day contribute positively to the development or the improvement of the Cardano ecosystem in general. So this is what you'll be looking out for under impact. All right, so after you understand what you need to write, then what you have to do, so before you start the assessment in this panel or in this content box or text box or container, what you have to do is, first of all, you have to score the proposal under
Hello.
impact. Hi.
Yeah, baby has raised her hand.
Okay, yeah, baby, yes, we are listening. Yeah, baby. Okay, then I'm sure she doesn't have a question. Maybe it's the hand is raised by mistake. Or if you have a question, you can type it in so that my moderator, you can also always check there from time to time for messages or for questions or any notification. All right, so let's go back. So like I was saying, before you assess on any of the sections, either under impact, feasibility, or value for money, what you have to do, can you all see the stars? So I think there are how many stars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 stars. So and every star and the indication, what it means. So maybe if you decide to score the proposal with a 1 star, I think you can see its description. 1 star means very poor answer. I don't know whether you can see it. So this means that maybe after going through the impact written by the proposer, it doesn't really add up, or the proposal when funded will not really bring value to the Cardano ecosystem. Then you can decide to go for very poor answer or poor answer, depending on you. Then or acceptable answer. Maybe you can say what the person has said is acceptable. Maybe good answer, and then great answer. So that depends on you. So maybe if the person actually speaks to the issues in detail, speaks to the issue or hits the nail right on the head, is being able to outline the positive impact his or her project is bringing to the Cardano ecosystem, then I think if it is very good, then you can be looking between the 4th star or the 5th star, good answer or great answer. Yes, so don't hesitate to give somebody a 5 star if the person has done a good job. Yes, at least it's good. You don't become stingy with your scoring if the person has the most, because at times you see that in even the assessment the person says, oh, the person has provided everything in detail, but will end up scoring the person maybe a 3 star. So why will you praise the person in your comments, and the rating you decide to give the person low score? You see, it doesn't add up. So let's take note of that. But if the person doesn't speak to the issue, or the proposal is not speaking to the issues, then you can go ahead, be free enough either to give a very poor answer or poor answer, or maybe you stay in the middle. Yes, maybe acceptable answer. Then you justify. Yes, I'm listening.
Sorry,
Okay.
the one who raised their hand is to say if you can take over, her line is breaking. She comment on the message section.
Can you please go over the impact? Oh, okay. Please, is my line breaking? There's a message from Madam Shilana. Alright, so yeah, baby, you are saying I should go over the impact again. Alright, so for impact, what you are looking out for basically is what value or what positive impact or positive benefits the project is bringing to Cardano ecosystem. Maybe for example, there's a proposal that says that mass Cardano education for students. So that's an example I'm citing. So this is a very good topic. So now under impact, what you should be seeing is that the proposal should be talking about onboarding maybe a specific number of students, either 50 students, 100 students, 200 students, 1,000 students. It depends on the proposers and the timeline they have set to execute that. And that is good, because if your proposal is to educate the entire public, maybe in the African continent or Ghana to be precise, so your goal is to be able to spread the opportunity of Cardano to a lot of young people, to a lot of students. And with Project Catalyst, it is an academic platform. I know in universities, maybe those of us on the call who have been to university or any of the tertiary institutions, before we come out, we are advised to write proposals, submit to organizations, maybe for likely funding. So same applies to, so once you have an ecosystem like Cardano offering this opportunity to young students to be able to submit brilliant ideas for likely funding, I think that is a great benefit. So if as part of the impact you are saying that young people, or maybe out of the 100 people you are educating, maybe 10, 20 young people will be able to put in brilliant proposals for likely funding, I think that is great. And out of even this 100, maybe you have up to 50, 60, 70% being able to create native Cardano wallets, are able to perform transactions on the Cardano wallet, and are also maybe able to participate as either proposal reviewers, voters, challenge team members, or challenge team leads, among others. So you see that this actually is a positive impact, because once you begin to educate a lot of people and bring them on board, it means the Cardano ecosystem is growing gradually, is growing, and I think a community is measured, the impact of a community is measured by the number of people it has, or the number of community members that are on that ecosystem. And that plays so well in blockchain ecosystems. The greater or the bigger the community, then the greater impact that has. And I think Cardano is one of the blockchains that has a very solid and loyal community. Yes, so that is impact. You are looking out for the benefits that the project is supposed to bring. Are we okay? Yeah, baby, are you okay with it? So that is what we explained under impact. All right, okay, so let's continue. So after scoring, we'll still go back to the document, but I just want to give you an overview of what you'll be doing in here. All right, so let's say this proposal, I decide to give it let's say a 5-star, saying that is what a great answer. So now I have to justify why I am giving it a 5-star. So I'll have to now type the information in here, and after typing it, what you do is that you I think one common mistake people do is after typing it, please don't worry with what I am typing in right now. I'll actually come back and do the right thing, but for the sake of explanation, so this is where you type in your assessment. Yes, so once you are through with it, what you have to do is to save. So save what you have typed in here. So you save it. So you click on the save button. Then once you hit on the save button, then you can move to the next one, which is what? Feasibility. So what are they saying? So you are reviewing feasibility of this project. And under feasibility, this is what you should be looking out for. Is this project feasible based on the proposal submitted? Does the plan and associated budget and milestone look achievable? Does the team have the skills, experience, and capability and capacity to complete the project? So good. So these are the key things you should be looking out for in feasibility. So how feasible is the project, the proposed project they want to execute? And when we talk about feasible, how realistic is the project? Is it doable? Is it achievable? So this is what you are looking out for under feasibility. That is the first aspect. Then the second aspect says you'll be looking at the budget. So is the budget feasible? Like what they say they want to do. Is the budget feasible enough? And so when they are funded, will the budget be able to cover what they say they are able to do, or the budget is way too much what they say they want to do? Maybe it could have been half the budget. So you will look at it, then make your assessment. So, and what you also look out for is, does the milestone look achievable? What the milestone stand for is maybe important achievements, maybe at a particular point in time where you can actually measure maybe progress of the project. Maybe for example, let me take events into consideration. Maybe a proposer says that maybe I am organizing community events on Cardano education for students, and I decide to use maybe 3 months to execute my project. So maybe your first milestone, that is maybe you can decide to break down the milestones into 3, and each milestone for 1 month. Maybe so the first month, your first event can be 1 milestone, and you also list out whatever you want to do in that first month. So from the preparation stage to the execution of that conference for the month. So what you'll be looking out for there is that what they have spelled out to achieve, maybe in milestone 1 or first month, is it achievable? Maybe they say, oh, we want to educate 10,000 students, maybe in maybe an institution that has just 100 people, and you are saying you are organizing a conference for students there to educate like 10,000 students in 1 meeting. You know that is not possible. which auditorium will even house, maybe that's even a physical event. You are saying you are organizing an event for 10,000 people. So that milestone goal is not realistic and cannot be achieved in 1 month. So that is what you look out for. So the milestones are actually an appreciable or a clearly stated point where you can be able to measure that maybe after this intervention is put in place, this is the outcome that we are going to see. So you look at it. If it's achievable, then you state it clearly. It is achievable. The milestone is achievable. And you don't just say maybe the milestone is achievable, but you speak around the milestone. Yes, so a conference for 100 people this month is achievable, and maybe they are going to learn ABC, which is realistic and will go a long way to improve the Cardano ecosystem. I think that is fine. And also, it doesn't end there. So after the budget and milestone, you also look at the team. Yes. So maybe it's what do you call it? A proposal on education. No, sorry, or it's a proposal on software development. Maybe they want to build an exchange for Africa, Cardano exchange for Africa, which is able to interact with the mobile money system. And you look at the team, and the team comprises of farmers, carpenters, maybe teachers. So with this one, and this is something that has to do with software development. So in this case, I think you have a lot to talk about here, because you can clearly say that yes, this team, per the profile they have given about themselves, you don't see how their skill or experience and capability is related to what they say they want to do, because software development is totally different from farming, agriculture. It's different from teaching, education. So these are some of the things you actually look out for. But if the person who is putting in the proposal is also a software developer, maybe he has 5 years, 2 years, 3 years experience in software development, in Haskell, in Pluris, among others, then you commend them, because that is actually a solid team. And maybe you have a project manager among them, you have a teacher or an educator now among them. That makes it fine. That makes it a solid team. At least 1 or 2 people in that team should actually have a direct role playing in that proposal. So it shouldn't be different set of skills and experience with a different proposal altogether, which will be very difficult to implement. With that, it will not be successful. So if the experience doesn't match, if the experience and skills doesn't match with the proposer and his team, please make that clear or make that known, and justify. So under that case, if the skill doesn't add up, then you can give the person from very poor or acceptable. Then you give your explanation, you justify why you are giving that scoring to that particular proposal under feasibility. Then so it also takes the same rule. So you give your score, then you justify, you provide your rationale or behind the score you have given. Then once you are done, what do? You save as well. So you can but you can write as you want. Yes, so it expands as you write. It expands as you write. So and you can pull, if you are using a laptop, I think a phone too, you can do that. You can pull it out to actually see your assessment in detail. Then once you are done, what do? You save for feasibility. You save it. So you save for feasibility. Then the final part, which is value for money. So you are reviewing the value for money. This represents for the treasury and the community. Is the funding amount requested for this project reasonable, and does it provide good value for money to the treasury? Yes, which is very important. I think no investor or donor will want to fund your proposal without knowing the value for money. Maybe you are requesting for $100,000 with your proposal. Is your proposal worth the $100,000, or the individual activities you are saying you will do, are they worth that? So what you have to do is the value for money. You just move to the value for money section. So I am scrolling there. You will see the title, value for money. So resources and value for money. So I think, where does it start? It starts here. Okay. So value for money. So please provide a detailed budget breakdown. All right. So I think he has done a great job. So every milestone and the allocated amount and even the percentage it's taken, which is great. So you now go through this and what do you call it? If every milestone actually. So let's read his. So this proposal is saying for milestone 1, he's requesting what 5,600 ADA, and that is like 13.8% of his total budget. So what will happen in milestone 1? So, announce the location of the first meetup coffee shop. Alright, so establish the framework for weekly seminars, that is the design and production of banners, standees, leaflets for Catalyst, Bluetooth and Haskell for both Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh. Show them in LCD display in coffee shop during events. Then labor cost of for website development, dev OPS for arranging video on a website. So this is what he will be doing. So and this is the allocated amount for that. So you actually look at what the proposal claims will be doing. If these key activities add up to the 5,600, then you can comment the proposal for that. Yes, this project will actually provide value for money, because then you state maybe because A, B, C all require huge amount of resources or require adequate resources to be able to put up a successful meetup event, the design and production of banners, because that costs a lot of money as well, leaflets for Catalyst, Bluetooth and Haskell for both of these two cities. So this is all what you look out for. That is for value for money. And also, so same applies to milestone 2. So here you are not going to assess it based on milestone 1, milestone 2, but you look at the overall and write, because I think this time around there's a cap for assessment. So we'll do and go to the guideline and see whether we can write essays 100 lines, 200 lines or so. So we'll go there and check. So the value for money doesn't end at one section. So we have value for money again. Who is in the project team and what are their roles? So aside the feasibility aspect, you also look at value for money can also be determined under the team and their roles can also play or can also fit in value for money. because if it's a wrong team, maybe the team are not skillful enough to execute the project, at the end of the day the funds are going to be misused and the project will not really execute to a successful end. And the other aspect, how does the cost of the project represent value for what? Money. All right, so here let's see what they are saying. The cost of the project represents value for money for the Cardano ecosystem in several ways, and now this is their justification. Yeah, so knowledge sharing and education. So the project focuses on ongoing workshops, seminars, and discussions to educate and raise awareness about Cardano. So by investing in these activities, the project ensures that the Cardano ecosystem benefits from a well-informed community. It promotes the understanding of Cardano's technology, features, and potential, which can lead to increased adoption and utilization of the platform. And this is a great value for money because at the end of the project, there'll be what? Knowledge sharing and education. So that is during and even after the execution of this project, and that is great. Then also we have what? Community engagement. So the project fosters community engagement by providing a platform for networking, collaboration, and knowledge exchange. So by organizing regular meetups and events, it creates opportunity for Cardano enthusiasts, developers, and stakeholders to come together, share ideas, and build meaningful connections. This strengthens the Cardano community and enhances its ability to contribute to the ecosystem's growth. So these are all good value for money points. Then developer onboarding. So one of his goals is to be able to onboard developers to start developing, train them to learn Haskell, malware, and Plurus, to be able to develop softwares or dApps to run on the Cardano blockchain. Then the last but not least is also Cardano adoption. So by creating a friendly environment for students, faculty, and developers to interact with Cardano and Catalyst, the project aims to increase the adoption of the platform. It introduces Cardano and its features to technical universities, empowering students with the knowledge and tools to explore, contribute to the ecosystem. Increased adoption of Cardano leads to stronger and more vibrant ecosystem, attracting further investments and partnerships. So another way you can write for the value for money is that yes, so this project actually returns value for money, in the sense that after the execution of the project or during the execution of the project, there is as stated by the proposer, there will be knowledge sharing and education, community engagement, developer onboarding, and Cardano adoption. So at the end of the day, newbies or students that are exposed to Cardano blockchain receive much knowledge and insight, which is a great tool or benefit. You are also able to engage the community, connect them to the various Cardano community platforms, either on Telegram, YouTube, the Discord server, among others. So once you elaborate on this is actually value, and this is what Cardano actually stands out for, to be able to reach out to a lot of people and also to be one of the number one blockchains, to be able to provide knowledge, education about Cardano, about its opportunities like Project Catalyst, and to be able to get a lot of people on board. So that is what you'll be looking out for under value for money. So if after going through value for money, it's okay for you, and you think the proposer has done a great job, like I said, you can go ahead to give the person a 5-star, then justify. But what I don't encourage you to write it, yes, this project represents value for money, everything is in order. That is, you have said nothing. Speak to the issues that the proposer has stated under value for money. So you can just touch on a little of all of them, put them together, and summarize it. Just summarize it in some few words, and that will be fine. But if you just go ahead to write, yes, there is value for money in the proposer's work, you have not really said anything. What do you mean by there's value for money? But speak to what the proposer has stated, that as I am doing ABC, this is what brings value for money, and that will be fine, and you'll be cool to go for that. So once you are done and also save, then you can move to your next proposal. I don't know, or if you are not okay with it with the next, I don't know whether to take you to your next allocated proposal. If not, because there's a penalty if you access proposals that are not yours. So let me see, if I click on next, where does it take me to? Alright, so I think this one, because I have not finished it, it requires that I finish the assessment before. Okay, so what you do next is just move back to your profile, then hit on the next proposal you want to what do you call it, review.
Someone's hand was up.
Okay.
Morris Theophilus hands up. Morrison. Yes. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yes, with the next part you just mentioned.
Yeah.
I think at the initial point I tried it and I realized the next proposal that came wasn't part of my application.
Okay.
So the best thing should be going back to your profile.
Exactly.
So select from edited.
Okay. Yeah, so please, yes, that is very true. Yes, so since in Fanten is strictly by proposals allocated to every proposal reviewer, please don't be lazy to just go back to your profile details where the allocations are to select the next one. But if you want to use the next button that is already provided, you may end up reviewing proposals that you were not supposed to because they were not assigned to you, and with that you are going to be penalized for that. You may not even get rewards for it. So once you are done, just close, and what happens is that the beauty is that it opens a new tab for you. So once it is done, just close that tab and go back to your allocations again, then hit on allocation. So once you hit on allocation, then it will open up for you. Then what do you have to do? Then you go through the same process. You read the proposal in its entirety. So as you begin, let me give you one clue to be able to actually get it. So once you are reading and you get to impact, and you know impact, what they are looking out for is the positive impact or the benefits this proposal will bring to the Cardano blockchain. So as you begin to read, so this is the problem. You read the problem, then from the solution, you will now begin to see some of the benefits it will bring. So yes, and some proposers too, they have been able to break down their proposal into very simple and understandable bits. So you will see benefits and impact. So this is what it is supposed to do in line with what Cardano. So you read it, then you take some few notes under it. Then you come to the other part of impact. So you take something that, anything that excites you there, any positive benefit it will bring to Cardano, you take it. Then the third one, So usually a lot of themselves, you can always get some of the positive impacts, because how do you intend to measure success? So the success of this project looks like into different key indicators: adoption and usage, positive feedback and satisfaction, improved decision making, enhanced transparency and trust, ecosystem growth, and what? Impact. So you can pick a little from here as well. Then please describe your plans to share outputs and results of your project. So after reading all this, then you see that you will now have a broad understanding of the positive or the benefit this project is bringing to Cardano blockchain, Cardano ecosystem, or Cardano blockchain. So you get to know whether you are onboarding more users, or it's a software that is developed that will allow people from across the world or Africa to make transactions on the Cardano blockchain, therefore increasing the transaction volume. So these are all what positive impacts that it's bringing. So depending on the proposal, if it's on education, then what you should be looking out for in the proposal is onboarding of new users, creation of wallets, transaction among the wallets, and also training people to become proposers on Project Catalyst, training them to become community reviewers or proposal reviewers, training them to become voters. Those who may become voters, you can also make that known. So depending on what you intend to do under education, and if it is software development too, which I already explained, these are some of the things you should be looking out for. All right, so if you can see my screen, let's continue. So that is how we assess for impact, feasibility, and resources and value for money. All right, so before one thing you should take note of this time around, there are a lot of rules, and I think last time we were looking at the rules, so you should have the document. If you don't have the document for the rules, then so before you start the assessment, it is believed you would have gone through the rules, and I'll place the document here. I'll place it in the chat. It's an open document which everybody can have access to. So if you don't have it, you can copy it. You can copy the document. So I've placed the link on our chat, on the chat box, and you can copy that link and go through the community review process, the guidelines there, so that you don't plunge into error or you don't run into error. All right, so let's continue. Okay. So let's go back to so community review scoring rubric and guiding questions. All right, so elements to consider in reviews. So elements to consider. So what I took you through was how to review or how to assess the proposals. Yes, so and I showed you the 5 stars and what they mean. So now let's look at more elaboration on it and see how we go by it. So elements to consider. So community reviews must consider each of the following points as they undertake their reviews. 1. Assign for each criteria a score between 1 and 5 based on the scoring rubric below. So for each of the 3 criteria, a score and rationale for your score must be provided. each of the three sections should be considered and reviewed on its own merits. These sections are impact. So does the proposal have the potential to provide a positive impact to Cardano? So that is it here. So like so that's the okay, so let me move to the bottom. So that's what they are saying. So that was what we looked at in brief. Alright, so that's for number one. So that's what, so the instruction here was that, let me move this even closer. So they are saying assign for each criteria a score between 1 and 5 on the scoring rubric below. So that was what I said. So here, what you have to, so that is the stars. So after reading for the impact, so either score poor, very poor answer, acceptable answer, good answer, or great answer. So you provide the score here. Then now come and provide the rationale or explanation to why you think it's a great answer, it's a poor answer, it's a very poor answer. So that is what this instruction is saying. So assign for each criteria a score between 1 and 5 based on the scoring rubric below. Then for each of the three criteria, a score and rationale for your score must be provided. So the rationale is now your elaboration on the impact, whether the proposal is providing a positive impact, or it has great benefits it is bringing to the Cardano community. So that is the rationale. So, and this is where you type your rationale. All right, and the next one is, so each of the three sections should be considered and reviewed on its own merit. So these sections are, and we have already looked at that already. So we have impact, we have feasibility. And the feasibility, what did we say? Is the proposal feasible? Does the proposal have the capability to deliver the project successfully and manage treasury funds properly? So that's feasibility, and we looked at feasibility. So once you are done with impact, you go to what? Feasibility. The same thing, you provide a score, then the rationale, you save. Then after feasibility, you move to the next one. Then that is what? Resources and value for money. Does the proposal represent good value for money for the treasury and community? So that is another thing you look out for, and that we also looked at that as well. So that is value for money. So you score. So these are the stars, are the scoring. So from very poor to great answer. So depending on what the proposal has written and per your judgment, you provide a score. Then you state the rationale behind your score. All right. So when that is done, you move again. So now let's pay attention. Your rationale must explain the score you have given. Good. So which I said previously. So you can't decide to give maybe very poor answer. You go to give 1 star. Maybe you go to give 1 star for value for money. Then you come to the comment section and say, oh, this project will provide value for money because the proposer has clearly stated the positive benefits, the number of people it is bringing, and the funds are actually going to be used very well to cater for A, B, C, D. So imagine, is that not contradiction? You have given or you have scored the proposal and the value for money with 1 star. That is very poor answer. But now you come to the comment section and you are applauding or praising the proposer. So it doesn't add up. And once you do this, so at the moderation stage, your works may be filtered out. and you will not receive any reward for that assessment. So, and once one or two of the fields, so one or two of any of them, once you don't handle it well, it can affect your entire assessment for that proposal. So please make sure you take your time to assess the proposals very well and provide a good rationale. I'm currently out of power and our light is off, and my battery has just signaled me that I should wrap up. Alright, but this will not even be the end of the class. I was thinking I could do a live assessment this now, but it's like the explanation is even going to take my time. But you can start. I know with what I have even given, some of you will be able to start the assessment. So you can start, and I think hopefully by Monday, Tuesday, we will have another one where I will do a live assessment. With that one, I wouldn't come to be, I'm taking the pain to go through these guidelines today, so that the next one I will just review a live proposal, then we'll be cool to go. Then we can now flow with that spirit and continue. Alright, so any score, okay, so if a rationale, good, so let's take note of this part. I just explained this. Your rationale must explain the score you have given. If a rationale does not correspond with the score given, the review may be removed. Yes, so please take note of this. So you give a score of very poor and you go to praise the proposer, your assessment will be removed or your review will be removed because it doesn't add up. So any score without a rationale will be filtered out and you will not be compensated. So another thing to take note of. So let's say you go to the proposer, then you provide only, maybe you give a 5-star, then you don't provide a rationale, you don't explain why you have given the 5-star, please, your work will be filtered out and you won't receive any reward for that. So please, let's take note of that. So, and let's see your rationale. Your rationale, wow, my light is back, so I think I'll be able to successfully finish this discussion or this guideline. So your rationale should help the voters make their decisions. So make sure your consideration scores and rationale are comprehensible. So what they are saying is that because voters will not really have the time to go and be reading the entire proposal to vote for the project, so they are going to follow your rationale. So make sure your rationale speaks to the proposal, speaks to issues. It is understandable. Don't use big words to confuse everybody, please. Keep it simple and okay. Then consider and communicate what additional information or improvements the proposal could include in future funds. Yes, so you have the liberty, maybe after going through the proposal, you realize that the proposal could have added maybe some other things, A, B, C, which the proposal didn't add. Then what you can do is you can just suggest to the proposer, you can add it there. Under any of the sections which it should have been there, you can add it there, and then you are cool to go. I think you even be applauded for that. So, but that is if time permits you. If not, just focus on the assessment. But once you have assessing and you see that there are lapses or there are some things the proposal could add, why not? It doesn't take much time. You can just include it and go your way. Then be sure that you submit your review correctly. Alright, so like I was saying, so after going through after scoring and giving your rationale, make sure you save. If not, it doesn't go anywhere. Once you just move out of the page, then it clears off. So once you are done, please save. Always save. So when you finish with impact, save, then proceed to feasibility, save, value for money, save, then you move to your next proposal and assess it. Alright, so these are the scores and what you are. So like from the live proposal assessment, you can see it. So 1 star means very poor answer, 2 star means poor answer, 3 star means acceptable answer, then 4 star means good answer, 5 star means great answer. So now let's see what they all mean. So let's see some examples of scorings and what rationales. So the following are generic examples of scoring rationale for each of the 3 criteria. Please note these examples should not be directly copied, as you should use your rationale when completing your review. So please, this is a disclaimer. I know some of us, we are too fast, we are smart. Maybe you just see this and say, oh, then let me copy this one and always go and paste there. They will catch you and you won't receive any score. So for impact, you are reviewing the positive impact this project will have on the Cardano ecosystem. So has this project clearly demonstrated in all aspects of the proposal that it will have a positive impact on the Cardano ecosystem? So let's see a score. So maybe somebody decides to give, so in this example, if somebody gives a score of 1, that is a very poor answer. So it means no. So you see the rationale this assessor or reviewer has given. So he says what? No, this project has failed to demonstrate the impact it will have on the Cardano ecosystem. The impact has not been properly defined or elaborated. So the impact will be low. This proposal element is very poor. So you see, that is what you, if you give a score of 1, so that is what you can do here. So when you decide to give a score of 1, here, then that can be, so this can be, but I'm not saying for the sake of this teaching, that is why I am going to copy this. So this can be your rationale, maybe your justification for why you think it's a 1. Then so this can be your rationale for what do you call it, impact. Then once you are done, then you save. I don't know, is that clear for this? Is it clear? If it's clear, just give me a thumbs up. All right, okay. All right. So that is, so you see, you don't really have to write so much, but you should speak to the issues. After reading, if a proposal is deviating, you will know, because under impact, you know what you are already looking out for. So if it's not there or it's not clearly stated, you will know. So this is not the time to be writing long talks and so that is what you do. So now let's see if somebody decides to give between score 2 and 3. So that is partially. So score 2 is poor answer. Then score 3 is what? Acceptable. You know, when they say something is acceptable, it's like you are not fully embracing the term, but at least in some way it meets the requirements, so that's acceptable. So partially, let's see what is it. So the project has only partially demonstrated that it will have some impact on the Cardano ecosystem, but there are too many gaps and omissions in the proposal. So it is likely that the proposed impact is not achievable. So the proposal does not clearly explain how the proposed solution will make a real difference. So the impact will be medium. This proposal element is what? Okay. So it's medium. So when we say something is partial, it's not very good, and you can also say it's bad. So it's in between. So if you choose between a score of 2 to 3, then either you pick a 2-star or a 3-star. So it means that's partial. The proposal is partial. It's addressing the issue partially. So these are some of the elaborations you can give on that. But it's not a requirement to add this last one. Maybe the impact will be medium. This proposal element is not a must, but you can add it. But it's not really a must, because it's the same as the score here. 2, 3 means partial or medium. So, and 1 here means low or poor or very poor. So, but if you want, you can still add it. But even if you don't add, I think your elaboration alone makes sense. But if you're also choosing 4 to 5, that is what? A yes. So it means this project clearly demonstrates and explains the positive impact it will have on the Cardano ecosystem, including a clear description on how they will improve their impact with tangible, measurable evidence. The impact of this proposal is realistic and achievable. The project team has demonstrated that it will properly engage with and communicate with the community on progress. Good. So, but there's something I have to caution you here. You see, with these examples, since there is no proposal we are looking at and assessing, you see their rationale is general, is broad. Look at something like this. This proposal clearly demonstrates and explains the positive impact it will have on the Cardano ecosystem, including a clear description of how they will provide the impact with tangible and measurable evidence. So ideally, yes, it is speaking to the proposal, but in actual sense, it is not saying anything about the proposal. Do you all agree with me? If you agree with me, give a thumbs up. This one I would like to hear maybe comment from anybody at all who is here. Do you agree with me that what I have just read is not really speaking to the proposal in detail? Okay, so
Yes.
then you can talk. Anyone who wants to talk, maybe it doesn't explain in detail. You can tell us why you think it is just giving a general rationale but not speaking to the issue. So let's talk. Let's talk. I think there's a question from Dr. Raymond. It says, please, what is the maximum or minimum number of words one can use in assessing? So we'll get there. We'll get there very soon. We'll get there. I'll mention it. Okay, so it's like nobody wants to talk. So
Okay.
is somebody talking?
Yes, let me
Okay.
say something.
Yeah, Theophilus.
Yes, I think it's just giving a general idea of what to write, but I think there's more that one need to add to whatever you are assessing, whatever is the impact. So, for instance, if you quote this yes, and then the explanation that has been indicated there,
Okay.
you need to be specific.
Okay.
You need to be specific and then mention at least, maybe if you are talking about the milestone,
Okay.
then you quote what the person said and then explain further to let whoever is looking at your judgment know that this is what you are talking about.
Wow. Yes, that's great. Thank you. Perfect. You have hit the nail right on the head. Yeah. So you could see that from this assessment or rationale, it's just broad. This is not being specific. This project clearly demonstrates and explains the positive impact it will have on the Cardano ecosystem. So now, what is the positive impact? So it has not stated the positive impact. If the impacts are many, just pick one or two. Just speak to the proposal so that they will know that yes, you have really read the proposal and these are a few of them. But don't just go and copy the whole sentence of the person and come and paste it here, or just pick a paragraph. You'll be writing so much, and you may not really be doing the right thing. So once you say maybe it will have a positive impact. Now, what is the positive impact? So you can list A, B of them. Then a clear description on how they will improve the impact with tangible and measurable evidence. So what is the measurable evidence? Is it stating that maybe we'll have this number of people being able to create wallets? We have this number of people trained who will be able to who will be able to take up various roles on Cardano project Catalyst. So now you are being specific. You are speaking to the proposal. So that is what you should do. All right. So then the impact of this proposal is realistic and achievable. So after speaking to the issues, you can now add things like this. So the impact of this proposal is realistic and achievable. So the project team has demonstrated that it will properly engage with and communicate with the community on progress. So good. So this is also another clue. So if the team maybe spells out that they will continually engage with the community to report progress through the various social media or the various community media handles, then you can also talk about that in brief, just like this one is doing. And you can conclude by saying, yes, the impact will be high. So this proposal element is great. So that is how you justify the score you give to your proposal. And same applies for feasibility. So I think this document, like I said, is available. So same applies for feasibility. So you are reviewing the feasibility of this project. Is the project feasible based on the proposal submitted? Does the plan and associated budget and milestone look achievable? So if you give a score of 1, so let's see so this project is not feasible. There's high risk that the project will fail to complete. So this is very simple and straightforward. But what you can also add to something like this, if you realize the project is not feasible, then you can state maybe which aspects of the proposal makes you draw the conclusion that it is not feasible and there's a high risk of project failure. So you just add that 1 or 2 sentences to this and you are cool to go. You can end it there. It doesn't really have to be a long assessment. Then 2 to 3, that is partial. It is partial. So the project proposal has only partially demonstrated feasibility. Some information is lacking around the feasibility. So if this is what you are saying, if you are saying some information is lacking around the feasibility of the project, around the feasibility of the project team or the project objectives, then you can state a little of them, what you think is lacking. Just some skeletal points. Don't elaborate so much. So, and from there, you can now draw a conclusion that this proposal will not execute or is not feasible, is not realistic. So, same applies to a score between 4 and 5. You also give your justification. Then, value for money. So, the value for money here, like we said, you are reviewing the value for money. This represents for the treasury and the community. So is the funding amount requested for this project reasonable and does it provide good value for money to the treasury? So if you are given a score of 1, so usually that is no. So this project is not good value for money. So value for money rating is low. This proposal element very poor. So you see this one, they are not being specific. They just went straight that this project is not good for value for money. But now you should be able to state maybe the proposal has budgeted maybe $1 million for an event of 10 people. That is not good value for money. And an event for just 10 people, you are budgeting $1 million. That is for food, for snacks, for materials. These basic things, you budget 1 million. So that is not good value for money. So you speak to the issues. And once you speak to them, then you can now draw your conclusion that this project is not good value for money. And the value for money rating is low. So this, yes, so that is how you can now draw your conclusion on it. Then partiality, so you can read on them. Partiality to on it. Then that is, partiality is a score between 3 and 5. Sorry, 2 and 3. Then a score of 4 and 5. That is great answer. So yes, this project clearly demonstrates good value for money, and all financial aspects are clearly explained and defined. So the project team is also able to demonstrate that it has the skills and capacity needed to properly manage funds. So this is something you can always add, because I think in some previous funding runs, some will say I am short of what words. I don't know what words to add up, but you can always play, because if you really know what you are assessing, it becomes easier for you, because under even value for money, which part of it also you can explain in feasibility, you can see something about team, team skills and experience. So usually make sure you are touching on these things. So the project team, you are touching whether the team will be able to carry out the tasks, are their experiences and skills qualifying them to be able to execute that project. So you can always speak around this and just add some small English to polish it up, and you are cool to go. So that is how it is done. Okay, so are we okay with the scoring criteria? Are we okay? If we are okay, a thumbs up so that I can go to the other one, and we can call it a night. All right, so let's go back to okay. So now there was a question asked, what is the minimum and maximum? Where's the question by Dr. Ray. So please, what's the maximum or minimum number of words one can use in assessing? Yes, I think there are two documents that are circulating, and it's not very clear, but I just made an inquiry again on that, but let's see. Okay, so ideally you can see that in this assessment round, they are not really looking for lengthy assessments. Maybe for impact, don't go and write 1,000 words. No. Like for example with this one, see, it's not so much. So let me see how many words they have used here. So if maybe they decided to use give a score of 2 or 3, so let me see. So I'm going to count the words: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. So these are 52 words. So for all this, that's 52 words. But let's proceed with then this one, a minimum, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. This is just 17 words. But let's move to the next one, community review moderation. So this is level 2. This process has not started yet. It's after our level 0, level 1 assessment. Then this level 2 moderation assessment will also begin. So all reviews provided by the community reviewers will be subject to an automated review process using catalyst flags. So these are pieces of code that is actually going to check your assessments. And let's see. So in this one, please, there wouldn't be room for smartness. I know we are all happy with the invention of ChatGPT, but please, if you use ChatGPT here, I'm sorry, your your assessments all will be filtered out, because these catalyst flags, which are scripts or code, will be able to detect them and filter all your assessments out. So catalyst flags are pieces of code known as scripts that are run to analyze all reviews by community reviewers. So flags will be raised by catalyst scripts in case of length. So blank reviews and reviews containing less than 150 characters in any impact, feasibility, or value for money criteria. So here they are giving a minimum number of characters. So it means assessment shouldn't be less than 150 characters. So even if you are not writing much, it shouldn't. So let's take note of that. 150 characters. 150 characters is not the same as words. So I'll show you what characters are very soon from the assessment. So this is what level 2 which is. So blank reviews and reviews containing less than 150 characters in any of the impact, feasibility, and value for money sections, I think it will be filtered out. Your work will be filtered out. So now let's let me just go to the previous one. Let me go to the previous one. So now so for characters are letters and spaces. So let's see this one, and they are saying it shouldn't be less than 150 characters. So if we are starting from here, so from the node, that is N is 1 character, O is 1 character, so 1, 2, then the space is also a character. Space is character, so spaces, symbols, they are all characters. So I'm going to count 150. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, C8, C9, 60, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, C8, C9, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 97, 89, 100, 101, 102. This might be around 150. This might be around 150 characters. This might be around 150 characters. So what they are saying is that your assessment shouldn't be less than 150 characters, but it can be more. Because if they are saying it shouldn't be less, the review shouldn't be less, it can be more. Yes, so make sure you don't write something scanty. Maybe you just say this project good. So usually when they see something like this, no, this project is not good value for money. This one you have not said anything, so they'll just, or you say the value for money rating is low. Yes, so something like this, it doesn't add up, it doesn't speak to any issue. So at least you can write up to something like this and you are cool to go, or maybe even a little more, but it shouldn't be so much. So make sure you are summarizing whatever you are reading, so that at the end of the day you have 3-4 sentences. So this one, how many sentences is that? 1, 2, and 3. So these are 3 sentences. So you can also be working around 3 or 4 sentences, not so long, but speaking to the issues, and you'll be fine. So something like this or this, then you'll be fine. Or if you can go more too, that's also fine for you. But just make sure it's not less than 150 characters. Yes. So they are saying they'll check for the length. So blank reviews and reviews containing less than 150 characters in any impact, feasibility, and value for money criteria will be filtered out or will be flagged. So it will be flagged by the scripts, by the Catalyst scripts. Then also another thing that will make them flag your, and when it is flagged, what it means is that they suspect an irregularity in your work. So that is what the flagging actually means. So, and there's a high chance that your review can be filtered out or removed. So not to fall in that category, then make sure you are doing the right thing. Then they are also looking out for what? Similarity. You know, there are some people, you go and see somebody's assessment and you want to copy the same thing and just change only some few words. And if the change is not done well, these similarity checkers or similarity bots will be able to detect them. So we'll be able to detect similar. So maybe you are working with somebody with a, yes, you can discuss proposals, but all of you shouldn't write the same thing, because this thing will check. And I think a lot of people were affected in Fund 9. Some people used, some people did similar works with others, and the robot was able to detect them. So reviews, and what is the similarity? Reviews which are identical or almost identical to a previously submitted review. Yes, so at least every proposal is unique. So you don't expect to use even your own proposals. So take note of that. That is why it is good to always speak to whatever the proposal is saying. Every different proposal is saying. So you use some of the terms from that particular proposal. Because if you use maybe you make general comments, maybe you just assess the proposal using general words, you may be tempted to copy that same one, then go and paste in the next proposal you'll be reviewing. And with that one, the similarity checker will detect it. But once you are speaking to every proposal and what they claim they are going to do, then that one, the similarity checker will not work on you. Because since every proposal you are addressing it per what they have brought up out in their proposal. Then profanity, that's also another thing you should take note of. Please, if you are quick-tempered, please try and get some ice block and cool your heart. Yes, you may get pissed off with maybe some of the things proposers will write, but yours is to gently or constructively criticize them. Maybe the person omitted ABC. There's a nice way to actually assess on that. You don't just say this proposer is not up to the task. He is not good enough, and this isn't the best time he should have submitted this proposal. He should have. So you see, that is more or less like you are trying to insult the person. So all those type of assessment will be flagged as profanity, and that is reviews that contains profanity or abusive content or language. So if you use such words, abusive language in the assessment, then it will be filtered out. If you even detect a problem, a major problem or a major error a proposal committed, at least try to address it gently, without provoking anybody at all. Yes, there's a gentle way to still bring out your concerns without making the proposer feel offended. Because if the words are offensive, it will be flagged and filtered out, and you won't be rewarded for that. Then finally, use of AI. So reviews which do not reflect the opinion of the community reviewer, or which are provided by others or an AI agent acting on their behalf. So if you use ChatGPT, maybe you use ChatGPT to assess your proposal, then it's going to be flagged and filtered out. So please don't rely on AI tools to write your assessments for you. Though they'll be able to do it, because if you copy a proposal and ask the AI tool to do it for you, because there's no time, I would have just copied one of the proposals, maybe impact, and ask the AI tool to assess it for me, and it will do it. But once it does it, what do you call it? The scripts will detect it, and you wouldn't score anything for that. Are we okay? Yes. So rationale should be short. So let's take note of this too. So rationale should be a short written statement and selection. Okay, no, this is for moderators. This is for moderators. So back to Dr. Ray's question. So at least it shouldn't be less than 150 characters. So that is one thing you should take note of. It shouldn't be less than 150 characters. Anything less than 150 characters, you may have an issue or problem. Are we okay? Alright, so that is it for today. I think we've spent 2 hours. So I wouldn't want us to drag the meeting again. So God's willing, Monday or Tuesday, then I'll do a live assessment. Then we can see how it is. But with what you have learned today, how many of us will be able to start assessments with what has been learned? If you can start assessment, just give me a thumbs up. With what you have learned today, how many of you will be able to start the assessments? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, and if you also start your assessment, maybe you have assessed a proposal, maybe you can copy or screenshot it and WhatsApp it to me. You can copy it or screenshot it and WhatsApp it to me to see what you have done. Maybe before you save, you can also do that. I'm available. Once you send it to me, I think that will be fine. And one last thing before we go, I want you all to give my proposal a kudos. At least your kudos will go a long way. So this is my proposal here. Let me open it. A kudos is just liking the proposal. Maybe I'm sure some of you will be allocated my proposal to review. So it's Ambassador Campus Meetup Tours. Yeah, and I've titled it this way because I'm a Cardano ambassador and I organize meetup events. So I actually want to reach out to a lot of people. So once it is funded, we'll have series of events around the country. So I'm going to put, so that is the name, Ambassador Campus Meetup Tours. I'm not saying go and assess it, Because if it's not part of your allocations and you go to access it, you won't score anything for it. So, but what I am saying you should do is, I'm putting it in the link. You can follow it and just go and give it a kudos. A kudos is, you see where the hand is, you just click on it. So once you click on it, that's a kudos. That's a kudos you have given. So you can tap on it once. So that's the kudos. So once you tap on it, I think at times it takes some seconds to a minute to respond. So it's 23. So I hope that later when I check, at least my kudos should be up to 30. So let's try and give my. So how many of you will give my proposal a kudos by just clicking on the hand that is clapping? That is the kudos. So how many of you?
Immediately from here.
You said?
Immediately from here, I'm going to
All
do
right,
that.
okay, sure. So everyone on the call, try and give my proposal a kudos, and I'll appreciate that. So the link is on the chat box. You can all see it, or once you just go to the search bar on Idea Scale and type Ambassador Campus Meetup Tours, you should be able to see it. And I said, I also wrote plenty. So I said this time around you are going to read a lot. I've also written plenty, and yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. So any question? We are done. We are done for today.
Yes.
Any question?
Okay.
Yes.
Me, I want to find out, should you access a proposal, can you go back and do editing?
Yes, it should allow you. Let me just check. Let me just check it out and be sure. This one I was working on. Unless otherwise they have changed it, but it should allow you. Yes, it should allow you to do. You know, this one I didn't save everything, but it should allow you to be able to edit, because the previous funding rounds, I think there was. So once you reviewed and you even come down, you will see it what you had assessed, and you see is it a pen, that pen tool or that pencil tool, and once you hit on it, you'll be able to edit it. So it's possible to edit, but I'll confirm that finally on Monday with you, Monday or Tuesday when we have the class. I will confirm that finally, but it should be possible, because previously it has been possible. It wouldn't have been possible if you come back. Let's say you come back to your profile to check and realize that any access, maybe a proposal you access disappears from the profile. If it disappears, then it means you can't have access to edit it again. But once you access and still come back to profile details and see the proposal there, then you'll be able to edit it. Alright, okay. So I think the kudoses have started coming in. I can see 30. Wow, that's great. Okay, so can you still see my screen?
Yeah.
Alright, okay. So you click on the avatar, then you proceed to click on the avatar again. Okay, so it was my internet connection that wasn't so good. So as you scroll to the bottom, you know, last week, our meeting, we could only see the preferred challenges, the rewards. The level was blank. So now you can see my level is level 0. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Then now the allocations too, you can see now. So these are the proposals that have been allocated to me to assess. So I have the first one, impact measurement system for rating Cardano native tokens with ESG, blah 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 blah. This is the second one, and I think it's the dash. This dash line or this hyphen is what is used to differentiate a proposal from the other. I don't know whether you can see it.
Yeah.
So there are 30. Level 0, you are assigned 30 proposals. There are 30. So if you want to assess, what you need to do is just to click on the proposal. You hit on the proposal. Then it opens a new tab for you. Then once you scroll to the very bottom, you will see the assessment. Panel where you make your assessment. So you give your score, then the rationale, you save. For impact, for feasibility, you give your score, rationale, you save. Then value for money, you give your score, then the rationale behind the score, then you save. And we're saying don't use the next, because the next may give you a proposal which wasn't allocated to you. So the best you can just do is just close it, or just move back to your, so you close it, then move back to your profile details again, then select the next one in that order.
Choose another one. Okay.
If not, you may end up evaluating, assessing proposals that were not assigned to you, and that wouldn't be healthy.
No.
All right, so that is how that part is done.
All right, thank
You're welcome. So any other question?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
I want to find out. When you were demonstrating the scoring rationale.
Okay.
Yes, I want to find out, is it compulsory to always begin with either yes, no, or partial with explanation, or you can just go ahead and indicate the explanation as to whether it is impactful or it is feasible?
Yes, so you can go ahead, whichever style you want to go by, but just make sure you are justifying why you gave the score you gave. Yes, so the no, yes is somebody's style, so you can also use your own style, but the main goal is that speak to the issue, and you are good to go.
Yes, I'm going through a couple of proposals.
Okay.
The proposers should indicate their figures in either. And then the few I've gone through is only the total amount requesting that is quoted in either. But in their budget breakdown, it is quoted in dollars. I don't know whether as a reviewer you need to comment as to that it is not the right way, or leave it as it is.
Yeah, so I think you can also add that as a note, like point to note. That though the main one, yes, but it's not really something that should be on. But if you want to know whether that is punishable, then maybe you can also go to the campaign brief. But if it's not quoted in either, maybe you can just draw the attention of the people that yes, if everything is still intact, you can speak to it. But at that point, you just address that yes, the proposer didn't actually take note of the instruction that was given that money should be quoted in either. So you can just draw their attention to that as well. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Any other question? Or we are all happy and cool to go.
I think I didn't know that I have to go to my dashboard, so I started reviewing one which is not even part of my assigned proposals.
Oh, okay, okay. So now you know. So you take caution.
Yeah, this evening has opened my eyes.
Yeah, sure. So let's.
So in this case, can you undo?
Oh yes, it's possible.
I'm asking whether in this
Yes, you can. You can just remove the assessments. Because if there's room for edit, then you can take it off.
okay.
If not to, or if it doesn't allow, then you can leave it too. I think you won't be punished for that. It's just that you will not be rewarded for it, but you won't be punished.
Okay, then let
me just ask one last question.
When you tap
on the proposal, right, and it pops up, will there be a brief? Will it be there, or you have to go to a different place where it's all about?
If it's the brief,
when you just tap on.
if it's the brief you want to read, then once you log in, just make sure you are on the community landing. That is the page you have access to by default when you log in. So you just scroll to the challenge. Maybe the challenge, one of those proposals, or maybe you really want to know, maybe let's say development and infrastructure. So you want to read the about, you just come and click on that challenge, development and infrastructure. Then we have the ideas, the about. So you click on the about, then you now read. So you see the about, what research tools or software can improve the developer ecosystem or infrastructure to make it easier to build and scale on the Cardano blockchain. So now you can read on the campaign brief.
Okay.
So once you are done reading on the campaign brief, maybe you don't even need to go back. From here, you can just hit on your your avatar. Select the avatar again. Then just proceed and now pick whichever proposal you want to access again. You see, so that is how you navigate through.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's very bad.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so any other? You can also join the WhatsApp, the Telegram page. I was saying I was not really going to put any information on the WhatsApp pages again, but rather on Telegram. So, and I'll also share the link for. Let me share the link here. So if you are not on the Telegram page, you can join the Telegram page. So I'm coming to place it here so that you don't. So that's the Telegram page. You can join the Telegram page, and also so you can just join this very fast. And there's also the Cardano Proposal Assessors Telegram page. So that is also here. Catalyst Community Reviewers. So Catalyst Community Reviewers and Moderators page. So I'll copy the link to and send. So that you can join. You can join that page as well. That one you'll be able to read a lot. So this is a global page. People from America, China, Europe, Africa, Asia, we are all there. and that page is always very busy. If you don't love to read or you don't love noise, then don't join. But it's good you join it. Then hey, see, I'm pasting it back into that that Telegram page. Okay, let me. So this is the page here. You can join it. So this is the Global Cardano Community Reviewers Telegram page. You can join that page as well. And you can always read and also learn more from others. Alright, so thanks everyone. God bless us all, and we'll keep ourselves updated on our social media pages. Until then, I wish you all the best in your reviews. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Alright. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bless you for the time.
You're welcome. Thanks for your time too.